Good morning, students. So we'll continue nucleophilic substitution reactions. So there are different nucleophilic substitution reactions. Reaction with aqueous KOH and NaOH. Next, reaction with ammonia, reaction with KCN, reaction with AgCN, reaction with KNO2, reaction with the silver nitrate, that is AgNO2, and a reaction with sodium or potassium alkoxide. Sodium or potassium alkoxide. So this is formula. So now we will see one by one. First one, reaction with aqueous KOH or NaOH. So from KOH or NaOH we will get a nucleophile, that is OH minus. So this OH minus will replace X minus from alkyl halide. So this is the reaction RX NaOH. So we will get ROH product plus, it's not H2O, it is NaCl. So our product is alcohol. Next, reaction with ammonia. Alkyl halides react with alcoholic ammonia solution to form a mixture of primary, secondary, tertiary amines and quaternary ammonium salts. So alcoholic ammonia, when treated with alkyl halides, will get either primary, secondary or tertiary amines or quaternary amines. So now we will see reaction. So this is first reaction. So here we know nitrogen has a lone pair. That lone pair will attack on positive charged carbon, and this halogen is eliminated as X minus. So see, NH3 plus RX. This nitrogen lone pair donated to this R. It can make bond between carbon and nitrogen. So because of that, here R X is eliminated as X minus. Here we will get like this situation: hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen. Positive charge appeared on nitrogen. So this hydrogen donate a pair of electrons to this and eliminated as H plus. So this H plus and this X minus form HX. So this is overall reaction RNH2 primary amine plus HX. Similarly, RX when treated with RNH2 primary amine, second step. So you will get the secondary amine and HX. Similarly, secondary amine when treated with this, then we will get the tertiary amine and HX. Tertiary amine when attack on this carbon, then X minus, and you will get quaternary ammonium ion or quaternary ammonium salts. So this is reaction with ammonia. Next, reaction with KCN. So KCN will provide a nucleophile, that is Cn minus. The Cn minus can replace this X minus, will get RCN. RCN is called as alkyl cyanides. Next, with the AgCN. So with the AgCN, the reaction is different. You won't get the Cn minus ion because this is not ionic compound like KCN. So you won't get the Cn minus from this. Then what will happen? So actually there is a bond between Ag, carbon, triple bond N. So this is covalent bond. So bond between Ag and carbon is covalent. This is covalent bond. So that's why this nitrogen lone pair will attack on alkyl halide carbon. Then carbon nitrogen bond will form and you will get RNC instead of RCN. This is alkyl isocyanide, not alkyl cyanide. Next. So that only they given here. KCN is predominantly ionic and ionizes to give cyanide ion. So cyanide ion can replace X minus there. But in case of AgCN, it's predominantly covalent and do not ionize in solution. Hence the lone pair of electron on nitrogen becomes the nucleophile and bonding happen through nitrogen atom to form respective isocyanide. Next, reaction with KNO2. KNO2 will provide NO2 minus because it is ionic compound. NO2 minus means N double bond O, O minus. This O minus will attack on this alkyl group and this X minus eliminated, and this K and X eliminated as KX will get alkyl nitrile. Alkyl nitrate. Alkyl nitrate is the compound. Next, reaction with silver nitrate. So silver nitrate means we'll get Ag O N double bond O. So this is covalent bond again. So this bond is covalent bond. That's why lone pair on nitrogen will attack on this carbon. Then we'll get nitroalkanes instead of alkyl nitrites. We'll get nitroalkanes. So in nitroalkanes there is a carbon nitrogen bond. In alkyl nitrites there is a carbon oxygen bond. That is the difference. Next, reaction with sodium or potassium alkoxide. So this is a alkoxide. It gives alkoxide ion, that is the RO minus. So the negative charge on oxygen will interact with this carbon and X is eliminated as NaX, and we will get ROR compound. So this ROR compound is called as ether. That's why this process also called as Williamson's ether synthesis. So this is one of the important method to prepare ethers. So this is called as Williamson's ether synthesis. Next, tertiary alkyl halides do not answer Williamson synthesis because tertiary alkyl halides undergo elimination. Next, one more important point, vinyl and aryl halides do not answer this reaction because carbon X bond in these cases has partial double bond character due to resonance. That's why breaking of X is not easy from vinyl and aryl halides. So next one is reaction with metals. Reaction with magnesium, reaction with sodium. So first reaction with magnesium. So when Rx interact with magnesium, we'll get RMgX. This is called as Grignard reagent, very important compound in organic synthesis. So this is called as Grignard reagent, RMgX. There is a negative charge on carbon, positive charge on magnesium in Grignard reagent, remember. Similarly, so bromobenzene react with magnesium, we'll get benzene MgBr. So this is also Grignard reagent. Next, the order of reactivity in aryl halides towards this reaction is ARI, ARBr, ARCl, because carbon iodine bond we can break easily. Next, reaction with sodium, important reaction. Wurtz reaction. Alkyl halides react with the dry sodium metal in presence of dry ether to form respective alkanes. So this is a Wurtz reaction. Alkyl halides are reacting with sodium. See, these 2 moles of sodium take 2 moles of halogens and convert into 2NaX, and there is a bond between R and R, we will get alkane. So this is a Wurtz reaction. So if mixture of alkyl halides are subjected to Wurtz reaction, we get a mixture of alkanes. So in this method we cannot prepare unsymmetrical alkanes. Unsymmetrical alkanes means odd number of alkanes. Suppose if you take CH3X and C2H5X to prepare C3H8. Three-membered alkane if you want to prepare, you have to take CH3X and C2H5X. These two are in reaction vessel. When these two substances are in reaction vessel, if you add sodium piece to this reaction vessel, so the reaction will takes place between these two alkyl halides, as well as reaction takes place between only this CH3X, you will get C2H6. If reaction takes place between only C2H5, you will get C4H10. So along with this product, you will get C2H6 as well as C4H10. These products also you will get. So that's why we cannot prepare odd number carbon alkanes in pure form in this method, because separation of this mixture is difficult. Next, Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Alkyl halide plus alkyl halide in the presence of sodium, that is Wurtz reaction. Wurtz-Fittig reaction means one alkyl halide, one aryl halide in the presence of sodium will combine to form aromatic compound, that is toluene. So this is Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Next, Fittig reaction. Fittig reaction means both aryl halides react in the presence of sodium, then you will get biphenyl. So both alkyl halides means Wurtz reaction. One alkyl halide, one aryl halide means Wurtz-Fittig reaction. Both are aryl halides means Fittig reaction. So you take this question as homework. Pause the video and note down and try to answer this. Next, elimination reactions. So elimination reactions means we have to remove some elements from the compound. So when an alkyl halide with beta hydrogen atom is heated with alcoholic solution of potassium hydroxide, alcoholic KOH, a keyword in this, alcoholic KOH. This reagent used to do dehydrohalogenation process, we have discussed in first year, and it undergoes elimination reaction to form respective alkene. The reaction is known as dehydrohalogenation. In this reaction, the halogen atom is lost along with one hydrogen of beta carbon. So alcoholic KOH, and one more keyword is beta carbon. So beta carbon. So now I will explain this by taking this example. See this example here. Halogen present at second carbon, and we have to consider that carbon as alpha carbon. And right side, left side, there are two more carbons. These are beta carbons. So this is a beta carbon, and this one also beta carbon. Two beta carbons. Beta carbon, beta carbon. So here we are using alcoholic KOH. You have to remove one halogen, one hydrogen. Halogen from alpha carbon and hydrogen from any one of the beta carbon. Here both beta carbons are CH3 groups. We can remove from any one, you will get same product. So now you will get the product CH3, CH double bond CH2. This is propene. So propene is the product. Suppose in case of unsymmetrical alkyl halides, what is the product? That can be explained in terms of Sedgwick rule. See, if more than one beta hydrogen is available in the molecule, then more than one alkene can be obtained as product. A more alkylated alkene is always favored as a major product. This is explained by Sedgwick rule. More alkylated alkene means, suppose this is alkene, so there are 4 alkyl groups around alkene, means this is more stable compared to suppose only 2 alkyl groups are there and 2 hydrogens are there. So here 2 alkyl groups, here 4 alkyl groups. So which is more stable? More alkylated alkene is more stable always compared to less alkylated alkene. So now to get more alkylated alkene, what should happen? So here during elimination reaction, if more than one alkene is formed, then the major alkene is formed when the hydrogen atom is removed from the carbon which contains least number of hydrogen atoms. So that is Sedgwick rule. So you have to remove the beta hydrogen from carbon which contains least number of hydrogens. So now we will see example. So now see this example. So in this example, what is alpha carbon? This is alpha carbon, and we have 2 beta carbons. Next one is beta carbon, and this one also beta carbon. So now from which beta carbon we have to remove hydrogen? According to Sedgwick rule, the carbon having less number of hydrogens, from that carbon we have to remove hydrogen. So means, suppose if I take this is 1, 2, 3, 4. From third carbon we have to remove hydrogen. So you will get major product. So this is a major product. It is obtained when hydrogen is removed from third carbon, and this is a minor product. This is obtained due to removal of hydrogen from first carbon. So Sedgwick product is second one. So this is a example. CH3, CHBr, CH3 compound, we are using alcoholic KOH. When we use alcoholic KOH, what is the product? We will get alkene, because dehydrohalogenation takes place. After that we are adding HBr in the presence of peroxide. When we are adding HBr in the presence of peroxide, anti-Markovnikov addition takes place. After that we are using NaI in the presence of acetone, then you will get product alkyl iodide. So what are the products? First one is alkene, next one is alkyl bromide. So from alkyl bromide we are preparing alkyl halide. Thank you.